Last night, Bitcoin had another significant dump towards the downside, and while this is right now happening, we're creating this new parallel channel towards the downside that we should be paying attention towards. So on today's update video, of course, I'm going to be talking about what I think is going to be happening with Bitcoin on the imminent short term, where my buy orders are set up, what I'm currently thinking about the current price action on Bitcoin, and many more important charts we need to discuss on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up that like button on today's update video. Can we smash it once again back above 1000 likes? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away towards the imminent short term on the Bitcoin price action. So yesterday we looked at the symmetrical triangle on Bitcoin, and after we basically broke the upward sloping support line, Bitcoin broke towards the downside, touched that liquidity wick on the lower side, sitting around 41.7k, and after that straight away went towards the upside. And this is once again a confirmation that Bitcoin always takes out untapped liquidity, and like I said numerous times before, there is a lot of untapped liquidity in the market sitting around 41,000 US dollars for Bitcoin. So keep your eyes wide open on this level. This is still the range where I think Bitcoin is heading towards, since there is so much liquidity in this consolidation phase right here. So currently Bitcoin is once again retesting that upper sloping support line that we first lost as support. And honestly, potentially we're going to be seeing another push towards the upside, since right now it is Monday. And honestly, I am expecting that today we could potentially see a small little relief rally, because yeah, you have to understand, Bitcoin just saw an approximately 15% move towards the downside in a matter of 1 day in 8 hours. The only thing we've seen is that Bitcoin has been going down, and currently on the imminent short term we're creating a small little bullish divergence. So I won't be surprised that Bitcoin is going to be seeing a small little relief here. And honestly, if I'm going to be looking at my relief targets, I think that this level, the 44.6k, could be definitely a level where Bitcoin could be heading towards, a small push towards the upside. And at that point everyone is going to be saying, I told you had to be buying dip. And at that point Bitcoin is just going to be making another lower low, because yes, I've said this several times before, I still think Bitcoin is going to go down to 39,000 US dollars before going higher again here. Maybe we're not going to get a push up at all and we're straight away going to be going down. That is also a possibility, but currently Bitcoin is trading against a critical resistance here on the top side. And honestly, I'm currently approaching Bitcoin that it is just trading in this parallel channel. And once we break outside of this parallel channel, that is the point we're going to be seeing the next move getting initiated. It's either going to be if we break upwards towards this 43.8k level that has been previous big resistance right here for Bitcoin, or we're just going to see a rejection right here and already move down towards lower targets. And of course, like you can see on my support heat map, we actually broke below this dotted support line right here, and currently we're trading above it again here. But of course, I've said that several times before, I think the big support for Bitcoin on the lower side is sitting around 40.7k, and honestly, if we break below that, 39.7 towards 39.4k is going to be my target, where I will be expecting by all these big players, just like I am also doing. So like you know, if you've been following the channel for a while, I am going to be opening up a massive Bitcoin trade here. If Bitcoin comes down to 39.7k, I've got an approximately 500,000 US dollars in buy orders set up around 39.7k. So for me, I just need to be very patient before opening up my trades here. And guys, you have to understand, and I don't want to be shilling this at all here, but I have literally turned bearish on Bitcoin on that exact high. I said here, a big Bitcoin crash is coming, prepare now. And in that video, I literally discussed that Bitcoin is most likely going to be seeing that move towards the downside, because yes, the hype was exiting the market. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to be staying posted and if you want to be learning more about my strategies. And of course, I will always be honest on what I'm seeing, because yes, I did got a lot of hate here on the top side for turning bearish, but I just share my own opinion. So yeah, Bitcoin created that rising wedge pattern, and like I said in that video as well, the price target of the rising wedge pattern is laying around 40.5k. that currently is still a little bit lower. So 40.5k is going to be my first support target, but you have to understand that if we're going to be hitting 40.5k, it is even likelier that Bitcoin is also going to go down to $39,000, because the liquidity that we could be grabbing in the market is just so extremely low here for Bitcoin. So this is still my expectation on Bitcoin right now. I still think that right now on the imminent short term, we could potentially get some bounces towards the upside, but the bigger macro is still in a downward sloping trend here. And that is just what I'm currently personally expecting. So on the daily time frame, we saw that Bitcoin created a bearish divergence. It also exactly perfectly played out on Bitcoin. And yet you can also currently clearly see that on the daily time frame, I think the biggest support is just at this green box of support. And currently we're just not there yet here. And you have to understand the bigger perspective as well, is that here in this green box I'm currently drawing was the Bitcoin spot ETF approval window. And honestly, the reason why Bitcoin only went up here is because people didn't have a reason to sell their Bitcoin, because why would you sell your Bitcoin moments before the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF will be getting accepted? And now, since that is out of the way, we don't necessarily have that reason for everyone to not sell their Bitcoin. So yeah, there could be some sell pressure coming in towards the market again. So the bias is going to be flipping a little bit on Bitcoin. And that is why I think right now we could go a little bit lower before potentially once again standing off towards higher highs on the Bitcoin price action right now. So that is a thing you have to understand that I'm currently approaching. And also quickly before going further in towards the content, while we had this massive hype, just like I talked about with the Bitcoin spot ETF, the Ethereum spot ETF will be coming in 129 days from now on. So that is also already very close. And this is right now the time to accordingly prepare for that spot Ethereum ETF, because you could be benefiting from the hype that is going to be entering the market. And to be very clear, in 130 days, there will be also a new update on Ethereum. So if you want to be benefiting from a massive hype that is going to be entering the market, it will be Ethereum. So keep your eyes wide open on that. I mean, honestly, if I'm currently looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, there's not a lot of liquidity above us or below us for me to right now say Bitcoin is right now going to be having that pump up here, or right now going to be having that big dump here. So for this, I just need to wait here, guys. For the last 2 weeks or last week, I've not really seen liquidity piling up on either direction. So it's very difficult for me to exactly say where Bitcoin is heading towards in the exact aim in the short term. So that is why I'm using my charts at the moment for that. So if you want to be trading Bitcoin, just like I am going to be doing here, and just like I've been doing in this entire trend, make sure to go to BYBIT, because BYBIT allows you to get a $40,000 deposit bonus if you do sign up that account using that link below, and it's only 400 if you use the direct website. So it's a win-win situation. And on top of that, you could claim a free $1,000 airdrop position. And literally the only thing you have to do to claim this is sign up an account using that link below, deposit $100 in your first 7 days, and you could be claiming this insane free $1,000 trade. And if you can't trade on BYBIT due to KYC reasons, make sure to check out VMAX, where you can also get a 10% cashback if you use that link in the description of today's video. Many good opportunities for Bitcoin to be trading. And also what I'm currently still seeing here is that on the macro perspective here on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is of course creating a massive momentum divergence. We're creating these higher highs on the price action of Bitcoin, lower highs on the RSI, and that is of course clearly indicating us that momentum is diverging and that momentum is becoming weaker and weaker as time is continuing. So this is an interesting take to be looking on Bitcoin. And of course, if we're going to be going even more in depth, we do know that basically, historically speaking, every single time we've been having such a big event in the market, like the Bitcoin spot ETF, there's always a lot of hype building towards it. And once it happens, we tend to see, of course, the market reverse a little bit here. And honestly, that is also what we've been seeing so far for Bitcoin. I mean, indeed, the spot ETF is a very good thing for the long term, but right now on the imminent short term, we are indeed seeing a potential top for Bitcoin, since people finally have a reason again to be selling off their Bitcoin. So this is a thing you have to be understanding. I think that the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be super bullish for the next bull run, because it got literally a one-on-one backing with real Bitcoin, and currently BlackRock even owns more than 50,000 Bitcoin. But you have to also understand that on the imminent short term, this could be providing some sell pressure. So here on the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that the resistance to break for Bitcoin is $48,000. I've been stating this for many times before. $48,000 is the exact resistance to be breaking for Bitcoin. And once we confirm the break above 48,000 US dollars, that is the point where I will be expecting and saying this is the start of the Bitcoin bull run. So $48,000 is the level to be breaking. So Bitcoin is currently creating a massive cup, and potentially we are going to be creating that handle, right? So maybe we're going to be creating a pattern like this. Bitcoin is going to be creating a massive cup and handle pattern, so make sure to prepare. The Bitcoin chart is looking very strong here on the weekly time frame, so I don't really see a reason to be panicking. But honestly, you have to understand that basically for the last 120 days, Bitcoin has only been going up. So a small correction of about 30% towards the downside would not necessarily be bad, but it would be a very good opportunity to scale in towards Bitcoin. And that is exactly what I am doing. So thank you so much for watching towards the amazing new update video. I truly hope you did learn anything from it. If you did so, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.